2023 Kia Niro EV Review, the quiet metamorphosis. These days, it's increasingly difficult for a carmaker to stand out from the crowd. The choice of vehicles and even categories has never been greater, while global warming is even pushing some consumers to accelerate the electric shift. In fact, this alternative energy is giving car designers many new possibilities when it comes to designing the next model. This is the case with the Kia EV6, a crossover that looks like nothing else on the road. On the other hand, one could almost say that the first-generation Kia Niro was designed to be less of a shocker, so that the driver who wants to be inconspicuous will find something to like. Which brings us to this Kia Niro version 2.0, unveiled just a few months ago and already on sale in Canada. While it's clear that the form and function of this urban crossover, still available in 3 flavors, hybrid, plug-in hybrid and electric, are the same as the previous version, the new model's dress is trying to come out of its shell. The Kia Niro has gone from being an anonymous vehicle to something else, in short, a sort of quiet metamorphosis. The exterior. The least we can say is that the Niro no longer intends to play second fiddle to the brand's authentic EVs, Kia EV6, and the Kia EV9 expected later this year, with this more assertive exterior design. At the front, for example, we find the usual nose of the titled grille, although the resemblance with those of the past is increasingly minimal. The headlights have been repositioned lower, while the thin silver bar that delineates the hood acts a bit like a light bar, albeit an optical illusion. The new headlights are definitely more utilitarian than the previous generations with their angular design. Oh yes, the charging port has also been moved to the center of the nose. Further down, this black grille contrasts with the white and silver bodywork, the designers having grafted these panels that extend to the rear doors. The rear end is also quite far from last year's model, especially with those side blades that follow the boomerang shape of the taillights now mounted higher on the C-pillars, on either side of the rear window. The tailgate is therefore entirely devoid of position lights. And as is the case on many of the brand's vehicles, the turn signals and reverse lights are housed lower in the bumper. Also worth mentioning is this little detail from the designers, who thought of incorporating passages for air circulation on the sides of the vehicle, under those famous side blades. By the way, did anyone think of the Audi R8 when they saw the new Niro? Generally speaking, the new Kia Niro is nicer and more practical, without changing its size much. Note that the Niro is only slightly larger than its predecessor. Strong points. Very nice front end. Improved build quality. Weak points. The design of the side blades. Position of the rear turn signals. The powertrain. The redesigned Kia Niro isn't totally new under the hood. The crossover retains its front two-wheel drive and even its 150 kilowatts, or 201 horsepower, electric motor powered by a 64.8 kilowatt-hour battery. For comparison, the old Niro delivered the same power and the battery was a 64 kilowatt-hour unit. Optimal torque, meanwhile, is limited to 188 lb-ft. Sure, the harshest of critics will find fault with the Niro's performance potential, but its primary mission is not to break speed records, but to play the role of an everyday vehicle. And with its compact car size, the Kia Niro doesn't need to be a powerhouse to appeal to its audience. As for charging capacity, it's similar to that of the outgoing model, with an estimated time of about 45 minutes to bring the battery charge from 10 to 80%, and that's at a level 3 charging station. While the numbers for what's under the hood are very similar, the range has jumped a bit, according to figures listed by RNC, Natural Resources Canada. The new model is officially capable of driving 407 kilometers, compared to 385 kilometers in the old version. The interior. The new Niro already stands out on the outside with its new, more vibrant look, but what about the inside, where occupants must find a way to be comfortable anyway? Let's start with that all-new dashboard, with the Niro switching to 2 screens in 1 panel mode. Like all recent models of the brand, by the way. On the other hand, the shape of this imposing digital piece is unique to the Niro, a proof that it is not mandatory to always incorporate the same screen in this very spot of a model. It must be said that it follows the upper line delimited by the dashboard. And it goes further, because the door panels climb very high to extend the dashboard. The visual effect is quite successful, but those who appreciate a door equipped with a horizontal armrest will be disappointed. Further down, under the central ventilation nozzles, the designers bring back the dual-function touch panel. This solution is elegant, but it forces the driver to take his eyes off the road to find the right control, especially for those two knobs installed at each end. In fact, during my week-long test drive, there were a few times when I thought I was adjusting the volume of the audio system, while I was raising the temperature of the air conditioning. Fortunately, Kia has kept a few traditional buttons on the steering wheel and on the center console where the big knob operates the gearbox. There is another smaller knob for choosing driving modes, for example. For the rest, the Kia Niro is quite faithful to last year's model. There's enough room in the first row for 2 adults to travel in comfort, while in the back, the available leg and headroom for passengers is also satisfactory for a compact vehicle. Finally, the trunk is very similar to that of the previous model. Strong points: the touchy look and feel of the dashboard. Still some traditional buttons. Weak points: those dual-function touch buttons. Lots of applications to get used to. The drive. It's not complicated. The Kia Niro EV 2023's behavior is very similar to the outgoing model. That's normal, you might say, since the mechanical components are identical, as are the crossover's very similar dimensions. Those who are looking for a vehicle with a sporty temperament are not in the right place here. The Niro is very comfortable in the city where one-pedal driving, a true one-pedal drive that allows full stops without using the brake pedal, is appreciated, but it's not afraid of the highways either. The steering is light and the suspension is calibrated for comfort above all else.
Thanks for watching. Drop a like, leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe to watch more videos like this.